The number one debate tip is to learn about philosophy, more specifically, argument formats and fallacies. What you'll find is when you do this, the human brain is extremely illogical and fallacious. And when you learn about this, and you just witness debates, like my family, they have a lot of debates. Not, like, not trying to kill each other, obviously, but they have their discussions. And I've just been excuse me, not watching my argument, my family have these arguments, okay? And it's so funny. Now that I learn about philosophy, I realize how many errors they make. Like, oh, that's a fallacy. That's a straw man. That's a genetic fallacy. That's a non sequitur. Like, all of these things. It's so funny. And this will help you be in the right mindset to where these type of things won't whoosh over your head. Because when you're debating your friends or family, your goal shouldn't be to destroy them. Your goal should be to find common ground and understand each other. But when you're in a public debate, you should destroy your opponent because you're trying to convince the audience as opposed to your opponent. So that's when these type of things become very important because when they make these type of mistakes, that's when you can pounce. That's when you can obliterate their argument. Okay? I'll give you an example. So in a prior video, I was talking about female pastoralship, and before I learned about philosophy, I still believe that female pastoralship is not permitted, but it was just more of an intuitive understanding because, well, that's what the Bible says. And they're like, well, that's just the time period. These were Christians. Like, oh, it's just a time period. It's not like that anymore. It's like, well, that doesn't make much sense to me. Like, intuitively understood that was wrong, but I couldn't obliterate the argument. Now, after learning about philosophy, I've realized how bad that argument is because, well, let's do it here. It's a non sequitur by begging the question. Why does it matter that it's from a long time ago? Where does it say they have a burden of proof to sustain here? They need to prove that it matters that it was written a long time ago. They need to, because this is not semantics. This is a right or wrong question. Is it right or wrong? They need to prove somehow that during this time period it was right, okay, and now it's wrong. You need to prove that, and they can't sustain that burden of proof, by the way. And even if we granted that, couldn't we falsify the entire Bible by that standard? Couldn't we just say, well, the Bible says stealing is wrong, but that was a long time ago, so stealing's right now. Like there's nothing stopping you from just falsifying the entire Bible, right? So before it was just intuitive understanding, but now I can obliterate the argument because I'm in the right frame of mind. That's why learning philosophy is important. Not only will you learn about the fallacies and the argument structures like deductive, inductive, abductive, etc., but you'll also be in the right mindset where you can obliterate arguments just by your new learned abilities, new learned skills. Because realize the last part I just said, like you can falsify the entire Bible by that standard. That's not necessarily an argument structure or a fallacy. It's just a byproduct of being in the right state of mind. So in any case, if you want to be a good debater, all right, philosophy is a must.